Ah, boys. Do I have some doozy of some information for you today? So, after that scary experience yesterday of freaking losing that steer tire at 70, 75 miles an hour on the highway, I was a mile from my pickup when that happened. They close at 3:30, which I know, but they open at 7. 6:45 right now, and I'm right down the road from them, so that helps that they open at 7 to get me loaded, but kind of puts me about a half a day behind. It is what it is. I'm here. I'm still, you know, alive. I didn't wreck the truck. It was scary, but you know, all that matters is we're safe in one piece, and the equipment's all right and ready to go. So yeah, I got some doozy of some information from a ticket I got bypassing the scale, should we say, and we'll go over all that here a little later in the video. But we're about half a mile from the pickup location. We got another set of beds today, which go to New Haven, Connecticut, and Oakville, Connecticut. I think it's Oak something. So we'll get there, get loaded, and we'll get on the road. Well, we're back with yet another load of truck beds. Oh, these are headed to Connecticut. It's a 2-stop, New Haven, Connecticut, and Oakville, Connecticut. We're just hopping out now to check straps. We've gone about, I don't know, 30 minutes down the road. Like to hop out and check everything anyways, but this is a DOT hotspot, so I like to just give everything a once over. These beds are aluminum, so they give a little, and you want to just make sure that you've got everything tight the whole time, especially these ones that you have to run up underneath. It's another hot one. That's the load we were supposed to pick up last night, but never made it there because of the blowout. But we're on the road now. It's we were out of there about, we got there at 7, we were out of there about 7:55, so can't complain about that. Alright, so I guess I'll tell you the story of what happened. So you guys know I got pulled over and I got a $75 ticket. On the 14th of June is when I got that. So with those tickets you have 10 days to respond. It's like any other traffic ticket. You guys are dirty. You can plead guilty, pay the fine, you can plead not guilty, you know, request a hearing, blah 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 blah. So for a $75 ticket, obviously I'm just going to pay the fine, and you got to pay like a bunch of fees along with those, which added up to $204. So I got that on the 14th, and on the 18th, when I was like home, or whatever, I had my computer, I was on my computer. So I got the ticket out, and I went to the website that you could just go ahead and plead guilty, pay the ticket, it's done. So I got on there, put in all my information, brought it up, and it just said transaction failed or something along those lines, or could not process. So I was like, all right, whatever, I got it right here with me. I'm just going to mail in the payment. So I printed off the information, like the transaction failed screen, and then my information, and put a check in the mail. Kind of just wanted to show that I tried to pay it, and then I just had to send in a check because you only have 10 days. Even though I'm in the same state, you know how the mail is. So on the 15th day, I get a letter in the mail. It's right here. That says Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus me, that I have a bench warrant out for my arrest over a $75 ticket. So I get this mail yesterday, and I go to call at like 4:34, and they close at 4:30. So they open back up 8 o'clock this morning. Called 8 o'clock this morning, and the lady answered the phone. I'm like, hey, so I got this piece of paper in the mail that says there is a bench warrant out for my arrest, and it says in the paperwork, like, if you make contact with me, that you are to take me into custody. And I'm like, what's this about? It's a $75 you know, traffic ticket. Oh, do you plead guilty? I said, yeah, I sent in the paperwork, but I mailed a check, but I just went, you know, like last night I went and checked, and, you know, they never cashed the check. It was a $200 check. I wouldn't have noticed if that came out, so I had to go back and look through and make sure, you know, it didn't come out. I said, they never cashed the check. She said, well, let me check on the computer here. And she said, yeah, sure enough, she says, we haven't cashed or received anything, so you're still, you know, you still have a warrant for your arrest. I'm like, it kind of sounds a little goofy over a $75 ticket, but how to, like, can I resolve this over the phone? And she goes, no, I can't really resolve it over the phone, but, because I was like, can I just pay it? And she's like, no, I can't take payment over the phone. She's like, what I need you to do is send an email that says you plead guilty. I'm like, okay. And she says, then I'll mark that will take the bench warrant away, which is silly that I have a bench warrant, again, for a $75 ticket. And then it'll unlock your profile, and you can do it online now. I was like, all right, I'll do that. So, sure enough, old hard-working me just out here trying to make $1, about ready to go to jail, yet crackheads are running around my town, freaking robbing places, snorting pills, you know, fading out in bathrooms on heroin, yet I'm gonna get in trouble for a $75 ticket. Anyways, I thought it was funny, got it resolved, but yeah. Make sure you pay your traffic tickets. Alright, well, welcome back to another day. We are clocking in for the night shift, baby. 10:20 p.m. We're headed to pick up. I know it might not pick up on camera, but I have my high beams on and these lights are bright. But we're headed to pick up an engine from my buddy's house. He's got it sitting on the pallet forks on a skid loader. Just need to set it on top of the wedge up top. And then we gotta run to Mannheim and pick up 2 run buggy cars, which are Vroom residential deliveries. I'm going to Indy for my buddy. The race truck I took out there, he took it out there to be tuned. While tuning it, it blew up. So he's got an engine for it to go out there, and I told him I'd just take it out for him. I'd make a trip around it. So that's where we're headed. We're headed out there tonight because we are on a time constraint. But the reason I really turned the camera on is, I don't know if they do this where you guys are from, but this is a back road by my house, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's a farm road. There's not even lines on it. Well, they decided to put down fresh tar and chips, which doesn't bother me in my work truck. Yeah, rocks are flying everywhere, but it bugs me, A, because my wife's car is brand freaking new. It's got like 10,000 miles on it. It's a 2021, and she drives this road every day. Drives me nuts because it comes home filthy. It's got tar on it, whatever. And motorcycles come down this road too. That's really what pisses me off. I don't really care about I do care about my wife's car because we paid a lot of money for it, but I'd rather not see somebody get hurt, you know, on a motorcycle. But anyways, look, you can hear it. We're on the main road, and now it's all coming off the tires of everything. You can hear it beating off the aluminum off the trailer tires. But that being said, I'll get down to my buddy's house, get this skid loader fired up, engine loaded, and then off to Mannheim. Alright, so it's 11:02. Trying to be quiet, even though we're going to have to start up this skid loader. I don't know if the light will do it. It's all black cat skid loader. Engine's here. Let's get this thing fired up. Trying to be as quiet as possible and not wake up his parents, even though they know I'm coming. It's just trying to be courteous. There's a trailer straight ahead. We're gonna put it right up on the top. Right up on the top deck. Wakey, wakey, everybody. Let's see what time it is. We're at Mannheim, PA. Gotta walk into the security office and get my keys. My car puller's got a 24-hour box here. So if you pay him to pull the cars for you, he can put them in his lockbox, and you just have to show your ID and know what box he has, and then you can get your keys, and he's got them parked out in the truck lot for you. All right, so when he pulls them for you, he'll give me a location on lane 27. Keys are in here. Now we just got to figure out where lane 27 is. And looks like a bunch of people sleeping. Guess I'm the only one working tonight. I don't know if you can see enough. But there's that motor. It's on a pallet. It's got a tarp around it and strapped down. Let's go find our cars. Well, easy enough. I thought I saw. See if it'll light up. I don't want this. Oh, you see it? They're just right there. So, pull down here out of the way. Get these loaded up. So these are the two hitching a ride with the engine. A 16 Taurus SHO and a 17 excuse me, 1500. Like I said, they're both vroom cars. So the residential deliveries 8 miles apart from each other. Let's see. Jamming a little Maroon 5 at 1:27 in the morning. All right, so I'm sitting here. There's this fuel truck. All right, see the air pump right there? I pull up. The truck one's blocked. The truck one's behind there. It's blocked by a truck, and the guy must be sleeping. So I pull up here, right where I am right now. This truck, he pulls forward. Like, I'm thinking, oh, okay, he's getting out of the way so I can get up to the air pump. So he pulls forward and backs up like 2 or 3 times, and then the last time backs up into my truck. Thankfully didn't do any damage, thankfully for him. It says, well, I gotta park where I gotta park. Like, you couldn't have given me a foot, you had to run into my truck. So I said, I'm like, well, I guess I'll just get out of your way so you can deliver fuel. I guess your job's more important than mine. But, and people, man, it's 2:30 in the morning and someone wants to do something like that. Couldn't even give me 6 inches, just had to tap my truck just to prove his point, I guess. Is there just that many idiots out on the road, or do I attract them? Pumping fuel, turnpike. Why is this guy pulled in here? You're supposed to pull on the other side to get fuel. There's like a foot between that mud flap and his wheel. What's wrong with people? God, between the guy last night and this guy, what, I have a target on my back? So I picked up this fancy tool from Milwaukee. It uses their M12 batteries. You can just set your PSI, hit pump. It's got this nice screw-on attachment so you don't have to hold on to it the whole time, and battery indicator and everything. So I got a tire that's low up here in the right front, and we're going to use it now. Oh, let's see. Never picked one of these up before. 2 Cadillac Elantes. Never picked up one, let alone 2 at the same time. We're both headed to a classic car auction. From Ohio to Pennsylvania. Let's see if we can't find the right key here. And this one's got a dead battery. Well, we're just gonna leave that car there and pick them up tomorrow morning. There's no use in me jumping it just to move it and then have to jump it again tomorrow. They're in an okay spot where I can get both of them. I got my inspections done since the sun was out and it wasn't raining, so if I get there when it's dark tomorrow morning, at least I have all that done. But have you ever been in a situation, well, you're not really in the situation, you're just a bystander, and it gets so awkward or uncomfortable you just leave? So I figured hadn't had lunch yet. I'll stop here, I'll top off on fuel, I'll use the restroom, and I'll get something to eat. Well, they had a Taco Bell, and I was like, okay, that's fine, I can deal with that. So there is a Middle Eastern man in front of me, and I had passed him as he was coming out of the bathroom. Like, he must have just been starting his day, because he was like brushing his teeth, and yeah, so it looks like he was a truck driver. It looked like he was just starting his day. So he's in front of me in the line of Taco Bell, and he orders something, and the lady behind the counter goes, "You know that has dairy in it, right? Is that something you can have?" And I'm like, what did that woman just say? I'm pretty sure a grown, he was probably late 30s, 40 years old, as a truck driver, knows what he can and cannot eat. I was like, it was so awkward, because he didn't really know what to say. I got out of line, I grabbed a water, and I couldn't do it. I was speechless. Like, I would have paid somebody to videotape my reaction when that came out of her mouth, but maybe that's why she's working at Taco Bell, and he's making a living as a truck driver. Chevy is dropped, signed for, done a deal, headed to drop the motor off now. And then I called. So those Vroom cars are through Run Buggy. Run Buggy has their own app, which is kind of convenient because you can do your inspection in there, you get your signatures. Also has a gate pass attached since they came out of Mannheim. But I just ran into a, like, so they keep calling and they're like, we need an ETA for delivery on this vehicle and this vehicle. And I said I would be there between, who's calling me? Hold on, this is customer calling me.
Have a best day, son.
Yep, have a good one.
Yes, sir, you too. All right, bye.
So, that was the customer I just dropped off. So he had to tell me like 12 times how to get out of town, which I have a GPS, obviously, but anyways, back to the story. So, Run Buggy called like 4 or 5 times asking for ETA on delivery because they needed to let the customers know. Which, yeah, that's helpful. That keeps me from making a bunch of phone calls and whatever. But what happened was, I called this guy when I was 2 hours out, and he said, yeah, that's fine. They said you'd be here this afternoon. Perfect. Now I call this guy, let him know I'll be there between 5 and 5:30, which is like an hour and a half notice or so, because he knew I was coming. I think I said between 4 and 7, I think's the window I gave them originally. So I just called him, and
left to I-65 South, Louisville.
of course he's like, well, I'm not home and I'm not going to be home. Well, that's a little inconvenient because I got to get out of town. So he lives in a apartment complex, and he's going to call them and see if they can just take the keys, and we'll do a STI, which is subject to inspection. If you guys aren't in the car world, it's that they're agreeing that we're dropping the car off, and then he'll inspect it, and then we'll finish the paperwork and get a signature from there. So anyways, I guess I should have called the guy, but I would have felt like I was bugging him because they kept insisting that they were keeping in touch with him. Anyways, off to deliver the Ford. Alright, so I gotta get this one jumped. Let's see if we can't get this started. I have no idea where they have the battery hidden in this thing, but we have a jump post right here, and we'll use the strut tower or something to ground it. This thing did not want to start. I'll whip out the old jumper cables for this one. They have a sign that says no car carriers on the blacktop, so I'm gonna go ahead and move back here to where the other one was. I hope it's still there. Yeah, it is. But yeah, so I couldn't get that started with my jump box, so I'll carry a new set of jumper cables in here. That got it fired off all right. Let's park in this stone lot. And we'll just walk up and get that. Works for me. All right. I'll just have to hope and pray this white one it starts up for us. I've seriously never heard of these. They're 92s, so I was 1 year old when they came out. But Cadillac Alante. I mean, it's not like they're show cars. They're headed to a classic auction. I guess, I don't know, someone could be interested in them. I don't quite understand all that sometimes. Alright, good deal, good deal. At least one of them started. Man, listen to her purr. Not something you see every day. Oh, had you guys upside down. That's it, boys, we're loaded. Off to Pennsylvania. These two are going to the classic auction, like I said. Left this one running, hopefully charge the battery up enough. Not only for me, but for when it gets to the auction. Thought I could reach that key. Yeah. So this one's got 74,000 miles, and the one in front of it's got 76,000. Someone's in a hurry in front of me. We're going 80 miles an hour and he's still pulling away from me, uphill. Well, we make this delivery and we're done. Vacation, here we come. So this is Central Pennsylvania Auto Auction. It's in Mill Hall, PA. I don't know if I talked about it on here or I was telling somebody about it. They have a bunch of transport. They've got a bunch of those 4-car rollbacks. They've got a heavy wrecker there. They've got a 7-car sitting underneath the pavilion down there. They do a lot of transport in and out of this place. I see them all the time, but I've just never been here. And so far the guy was super nice. These are for the classic sale, which is in 2 weeks from now. But they, shoot, let me put my, I know I'm ruining the video, sorry guys. They park them underneath, and there's limited parking, so the quicker you get them here, the sooner, the better chance you get undercover parking. But that's the owner's Bentley right there. Nice white Bentley. Someone, guess these places make money.